Yo, dudes, Oren here. Get ready for the Detroit Lions versus Seattle Seahawks. This is going to be a big game. And yes, I have a blue ski mask. I'm all for trends like this, but next time, CJ, can you please give us more of an advance notice? Because it's really, really hard to find blue ski masks in the area, especially when they're sold out on Amazon because everybody's already buying them. But fear not, I wound up buying some winter hats, and I unfolded the flaps and then cut out eyes and mouth. I traced it on my mouth and around my eye socket to try to make it fit as best I could, and then I did, and then this is how it looks. So I look like some sort of combination of Heath Ledger's Joker and Nacho Libre, but what matters is that I'm doing this. Everybody, a lot of people at Ford Field are doing this, and we are pumped up. And this is the raid bait, by the way, but this isn't supposed to be like funny. That is not the intention. This is a message that the Detroit Lions culture is here. We're going to win these football games, and we are going to destroy, freaking frack and destroy the opponent. And that's what we're going to do with Seattle, because Seattle has been a real pain in the ass for the Lions last year and the year before that, putting up 50 points last two times we played them. They took our playoff spot. They took Devon Witherspoon right in front of us, and it's about time we put these guys in their place. And this is going to be a huge game. It's a huge tone setter, and it could affect the playoff push just this year, just like it did last year, as it turned out. So the game is about to start, and hi, Elia. Thank you for joining me. I'm just waiting for the game to begin. I got the pregame thingy, so usually I have to shut off the app again and then restart it to get the game going. So let's try that again. I'm expecting a pizza to show up at any time, probably in a half hour or so. Yeah, my content for primetime previews and all that stuff has been a little bit down lately, just because I've had new hire training for a new job that I just got, so I've been busy with that. Life comes first, got to pay the bills and all that. But yeah. The Lions had a big win against Kansas City to start the season last Thursday, and they've had a bunch of rest, and now they're coming back for this game. Seattle is without their two starting tackles, but we are without one of our starting tackles in Taylor Decker, as well as who is it? One of the cornerbacks, I think. Or no, Josh Paschal is out. But yeah, one or two of the cornerbacks is out. But we got Romeo Okwara activated for this game, as well as Chase Lucas brought up from the practice squad. So we should be. We got depth, and we should be good there. We should be ready to go. Whoever's filling in for Decker at tackle, though, I am a little bit concerned, though. But hopefully the offense is good enough to be able to do good without it. But it has to be, because last time we played the game was a shootout where both teams almost scored like 50 points and whatnot. So, but yeah. Oh, crap. I just hit a button I didn't want to hit. Hang on. I'm still getting the preview, but this game should be underway. At any point. This is how I've been starting all these games. And yes, I use the tablet and the NFL Plus app to watch the game, so that way I can watch it anywhere and everywhere. So just enjoying the NFL experience in that way. And most people are either at bars or at home on their couches on big screen TVs, but this is how I choose to. Here we go. I got the game. Looks like. Oh, no, I don't. This is still the pregame thingy. Gosh darn it. far as I can tell, the game has not started yet. So stand by. So let's just chill out until the game starts, until I get it. I'm also monitoring it on the ESPN play-by-play. Oh, it looks like kickoff just took place, and there was a touchback. I have no idea who's getting the ball first. Okay, I guess Seattle's getting the ball first, and I guess Kenneth Walker just had a 13-yard run brought down by Kirby Joseph. Oh, no. Only live audio is available for this game due to broadcast restrictions. So it looks like I won't be able to watch the game, but at least I'll be able to listen to it. That is unfortunate for me. That is unfortunate. I also forgot to mention that I am going to the Lions game next week at Atlanta. So, oh, man. Well, that's going to make streaming this game more complicated for me then. All right. And I got the Lions live Twitter feed going. What? I got the Seattle versus Detroit trend hashtag going. We're at 2nd and 9. Play action. They passed it to Jackson Smith and Jigba, just short of the first down. Sounds like Seattle's moving the ball, which is unfortunate. They're from the 20, start off at the 25, and they're at the 48-yard line so far. "12 players in formation." There's a second. They gave him a 3 first down, I guess. I guess Brian Branch didn't get off the field in time. That's another penalty for Detroit. And Geno Smith passes to Kenneth Walker for a gain of 11 yards. And the audio is a bit behind because they're talking about the previous play where Walker got tackled by Barnes. So You're talking about Alex Angeloni versus Kenneth Walker being a key matchup. I would agree with that. Although Anzalone has shown a lot of improvement since he first arrived here from New Orleans. So they're bet. I know they're down at the 19, but Seattle just got a penalty, a false start for 5 yards. I imagine the Ford Field crowd had something to do with that. Sounds like Kenneth Walker is the third is their Seattle's entire offense right now at the moment. For those of us who lived in Michigan, know and remember, Kenneth Walker III was an alumnus of Michigan State University, where he seemed to have a lot of good games, and he got drafted in the second round by Seattle and had a very productive rookie year. I think he was a finalist for Offensive Rookie of the Year, but that went to Garrett Williams. But as far as I can tell, it's 2nd and 14 at the Detroit 23rd. So if you just joined me, I'm intending to watch this game on the NFL Plus app on my tablets, but it appears that there's a out-of-market broadcast restriction, so I can't see the game, but I can hear the broadcasters talking about the game. So I'm relying on that as well as the ESPN play-by-play. Just checking Twitter for the latest. If I get any sort of play on Twitter, then I'm probably gonna look at that. They've driven the ball 42 yards so far. They are at the 1. 1st and goal, down at the 1, but there's a penalty. So 4-yard, no play. First and goal from the Lions, 6. So Walker got tackled for a loss of 5 yards by C.J. Johnson. And then they threw a flag against him on that. A 5-yard penalty. Oh, boy. Half the distance to the goal line. Jacobs gets penalized on an incomplete pass, but it sounds like C.S. Gardner-Johnson was injured during the play. And then Kenneth Walker got tackled by Barnes for no gain. What is going on in this first defensive drive? I can hear the crowd chanting, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Sums up this whole first drive so far. Walker through the left tackle. Touchdown, Seahawks. So Seattle's on the board first. Looks like it's going to be a shootout type of game. Doesn't look like the refs are on our side either in this game, as far as I can tell. Roger Goodell's probably pissed that the Lions upset the Chiefs. And the extra point is good. So 7-zip Seahawks. They score on the first drive. So what I'm learning from this first drive so far, it sounds like Kenneth Walker is their entire defense so far, but it is common tactics to start off the game with a rushing game, Start off with your rushing, but I'm surprised there doesn't appear to have been too many passes from Geno Smith so far. And it sounds like every other pass he's attempted so far was incomplete. So, but that may change depending on the strategy. So the Lions are like the same way. They like to rush the ball and then, set up the play action and all that. So, but we're pretty much on a commercial break, waiting for the kickoff. And we're on a commercial break. That sounds like Joe Buck. I'm watching the replay of it on Twitter. Oh, man. Even though Seattle doesn't have their two tackles, it sounds like their offensive line isn't having much problems with the rushing game there. So, checking Twitter, Tim 20-man. Seattle goes down the field and scores Kenneth Walker's 1 yard a touchdown. A couple red zone penalties by the Lions aided in that touchdown. Seattle leads 7-4 left to go in the first quarter. So we're already halfway through the first quarter already. 12 plays, 75 yards. That's the power of the rushing game. It'll eat up the clock. So I got my Jack Campbell jersey on for this game since it's a home game and this is a home jersey. While meanwhile, the white Villains Detroit Lions sweater that Brad Holmes likes to wear is hanging up on the wall because it is not a road game. I wore the opposites last week during the Kansas City game. So I guess I'll take this time to show you guys something I purchased on eBay. Oh, nope. You hear the doorbell? The pizza's here. And they're introducing kickoff. Hang on. Hi there. Yep. Do you have the drink, the 2 liter? I remember telling him I wanted a 2 liter.
Okay. I listen, if this looked that all worked up, I will go get it and bring it back, okay?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'll just not leave it on your door.
Okay. Oh yeah, I got my earbuds in so you guys can hear me get that pizza. It appears that they forgot the 2 liter drink I ordered, but they got the pizza here, so I ordered this pizza and it was very difficult. They first sent me to a telemarketer who couldn't hear my address. I had to repeat it 4 times, and then but eventually, well, not everything's worked out yet, but could you imagine if I answered the door wearing the ski mask? I lifted it up. I didn't want to scare them away. All right, so 8-yard gain for a first down. David Montgomery. Okay, Matt Nelson starting at right tackle while Penei Sewell's moved over to left tackle where he played in college. I'm just trying to get caught up on the drive so far. Caught first down for Sam Laporta. So they had a first down, and Montgomery got the ball again for another 6 yards. I love hearing that Laporta caught the ball for a first down. He's going to get a lot of those slant routes. And I hear Goff likes him as a target next to St. Brown. All right. His next 2 plays. Goff, short pass to Gibbs, and he got 7 yards on it, so that's good. Brought down by Bobby Wagner. And then Gibbs runs the ball at the right end for 1 yard. Brought down by Devin Witherspoon, who's playing in this game. He's active for this game. And it's a 1st and 10. And 2nd and 9 at Seattle 42. And then Goff passes deep toward the right side of his field to Reynolds for a 20-yard gain. He caught it. Brought down by J. Love and Witherspoon. But a penalty on Seattle, which was declined. So the Lions are moving the ball as well, and they're utilizing the passing game. Reynolds. Yeah, we'll never know. They're talking about how Seattle picked Witherspoon over right in front of the Lions, and we know the Lions like them. I teased getting this, and I'll explain this in a moment on the next commercial break. I was interrupted by the pizza. Jared Goff, deep pass right to Josh. It was 1st and 10 at Seattle's 22. Reynolds catches it and scores a touchdown, Lions. So we're right back into the game. It is really hard to do this without watching it, but, that's why I have this plan B, plan C with everything. So, but yes, and the extra point is good. The broadcast isn't caught up with it yet, but ESPN's play-by-play is. We got a tied game with 2:49 left in the first quarter. That was while Seattle's drive was long and boring, Detroit's was more bang, bang, touchdown, and more passing in that one. It really sounds like the Lions really have a balanced offense, even without Jameson Williams right now and with no Taylor Decker. But All right. But we can definitely rely on the offense to help us get through. So I'm going to go fix a plate of pizza. I'm sorry if you can hear all the cover slamming. I'm kind of annoyed that I can't actually see the game, but I know I'll probably get the replay for it later. Not to mention several YouTube clips, but I got pizza. The Lions are playing. Life is good. Let me see if I have some napkins. Usually I do. I'm hearing an NFL update right now. Anthony Richardson apparently has 2 rushing touchdowns. So they're doing what Chicago did with Justin Fields last year and decided, oh yeah, he can run with the ball a lot. So let's just make him the new running back. Might as well, right? If he's not the most consistent passer, you might as well. And that sort of thing takes a lot of time to develop. Geno Smith passed short right to Jackson Jigma for a 5-yard gain. So probably be 2nd and 5 at the Seattle's 28. Kirby Joseph is questionable to return with a hip injury. Crap. But Gardner Johnson is back out there in the game, but Kirby Joseph is not and is questionable. That's not good. The 2-liter of Diet Coke I ordered has arrived. They forgot that, and they went back and got it. Second and 5 from Seattle's 28-yard, according to the broadcast. Zach Charbonnet bulldozes his way to the 37-yard line. He was somebody I was hoping the Lions might draft as well. He's a bell cow type of running back, not dancey and dynamic like Gibbs, but we already have Montgomery for that role. So 1st and 10 at their 37-yard line. Geno Smith passed short left to Nick Jigba for no gain. So it's 3rd and 10 at the 37. Hutchinson and Romeo Okwara were pressuring Geno Smith there, so making him running around. So sounds like they're a factor in this game. The Lions do have a deep defensive line, deep edge rusher, and all that. And Seattle is forced to punt. And Khalif Raymond returns it for 12 yards. Or at the Detroit 12, and no gain. They tried to do a quick screen earlier, but to Jackson's victim, Angelone got there right there and made the tackle. Pursuit and tackle. That's the two things Campbell preaches with defense. Well, the Lions really needed it to really bring down the mobile quarterbacks because they struggled with that, and it sounds like they've really improved with that. But the Lions stopped their offense this time and forced them a punt. And we're on commercial break. Oh, good opportunity. I ordered this on eBay. I wanted fridge magnets of all 32 teams to be able to help do videos. And I thought this would be much bigger. You know, like I thought each of the magnets would be like the size of a cell phone. But turns out they're much shorter than that. In fact, probably the size of a marker or a pen. So, but I will work with what I have. So, should help with thumbnails and all that. So, and you can see up here. I was hoping I wouldn't have to write like Seattle or Detroit. I could just put the magnets on there, but I'll just add them just because. But I got some good plans with the fridge magnets, though. Just popped in to say hi and hit the like button. Thank you, Card. I appreciate it. You do whatever you do. You do you. So I'm glad that I was able to attract you at least for that 1 or second or two. So, but yeah, if you're just joining me, so it's backfired. I'm watching this on a tablet, NFL Plus app, but due to copyright restrictions, I can't actually watch the game, but I can listen to the broadcast. So I'm relying on that, which is probably a play or so behind, as well as the ESPN play-by-play. So I did not plan on that, and yeah, it's disappointing. You would think NFL Plus would be able to have that better, but I had this for the first time this season, and then I'm learning, but at least I'm following along with the game, even if I can't watch it. So, yep, and I'm one of the blue ski mask people. I know a lot of people at Ford Field are doing it because of what C.J. Gardner-Johnson was talking about, how he wants us all to wear them because he wears them, and this is my this is the raid bait. But however, this isn't supposed to be funny. This is supposed to be serious, and we're proving that we're going to win against the other teams, and that we're fracking dogs and all that stuff. So I'm going to the Lions game and Falcons game next Sunday, and I won't be live streaming, and I'm probably going to have to bring this with me, even though I was planning on bringing the ball cap. But we'll see if the trend is going on during that time. Dang. They're talking about Montgomery had a good up the middle play for 5 yards. Then Goff passed to Laporta again, who got 14 yards on that play. Now the 2nd and 5 at the Detroit 17. So he got 14 yards on that play. And the first quarter ended. So back to commercial break. And I got Domino's Pizza over here, which was a huge pain to get, but I got it nonetheless. Pizza's not bad. There are certain people who have certain traditions for certain circumstances. Every other time I go to a hotel and I spend the night, I always have to order Domino's, but the Philly cheesesteak pizza. I don't know what it is about Philly cheesesteak Domino's pizza for hotels, but that. And then on top of that, and it almost never fails, but Star Wars Empire Strike Back is always on TV, and that always has to be the tradition to have on the TV while in the hotel room while eating the Philly cheesesteak pizza. I think it has something to do, because I did all that when I went to my commencement for my master's degree in New Hampshire. And I think it's probably just a reminder of all those good times. I'm making a mess everywhere. Better not get any sauce on my jersey. And now Sauce Gardner is not involved in this game in any way. Haha. DK Metcalf is going to the locker room. Apparently he has a rib injury. Lots of injuries in this game on both sides. But they haven't using Metcalf a lot. Jared Goff pass short left to Antoine Green for 2 yards. But Tarek Woolen was injured on that play. What is going on? But Detroit's wide receiver Green, who they drafted in the 7th round of the last year's draft, is in the game. He could do some damage. I know people wanted other receivers during preseason, but I think Green was drafted for a reason. We're at 3rd and 6 on this drive. At Detroit's like 32-ish. All right. They're on commercial break for an injury thing. I haven't heard anything about Kirby Joseph yet, though. And I might not hear about it for a while until they do like the sideline reporter update and whatever they find out. Watching the Josh Reynolds touchdown. I should have got him for fantasy on one of my. I haven't heard much from Amon-Ra St. Brown in this game either. I'm imagining he's probably getting covered pretty heavily, and because Goff has been passing to other targets and giving the ball to Montgomery as you would expect. My mask is starting to get itchy. Or technically, my hat. What brand is this? Carhartt. This is on sale at Shields. And I bought it yesterday, so. See, I got this. And then just, well, that's the back of it. But here's the front. I just fold it down. It's a makeshift ski mask I made on short notice to show my support for what's going on at Ford Field today. But I cut everything too wide thinking I was cutting it perfect. But, live and learn. All right. We're back from commercial break. Gibbs caught a pass, almost made it to the almost got a first down, got 7 yards on it, played down to the 41. And then Montgomery up on the middle, tried to go up in the middle, but got negative 3 yards. It got brought down to the backfield, I guess. But that was a first and down play. And then 2nd and 13, Goff passes to Amon-Ra St. Brown, who gains 9 yards. So now it will be 3rd and 4. St. Brown's first reception of the game, as far as I can tell. Next time Lions are on defense, I'm going to try to pay attention to if Hutchinson gets a sack or not. I feel like he's due. He pressured Patrick Mahomes quite a bit last game, but and then game 2 last season, Hutchinson had 3 sacks in the first half. But I don't think he did much during Seattle and last year's match either. So Julian Love is the name of the Seattle defensive person. I saw Jay Love on the play-by-play, and I automatically thought Jordan Love. And I was like, Jordan Love, did he get traded and move to defense for Seattle? But now I get context for that. But Montgomery runs up the middle to 4 yards and gets the first down to the 33. He spun and broke some tackles and got down to the Seattle's 37. So Detroit is moving the ball again. They're breaking tackles. The Lions want to win the turnover battle, but I also explained before that they want to win the tackle battle. They want everybody who catches or receives the ball to be able to break tackles, which is why they got players like Gibbs and Laporta assigned to Montgomery. And they want their defensive players to be able to make the tackles, pursue and tackle, and have no problems tackling. So I think that's how they intend to get an advantage over all these other teams in this passing league when there's a lot of finesse. No offense to those teams, finesse players like who are prioritize speed and like athleticism and that sort of stuff, where the Lions want to get physical and really hit and really intimidate that way. So when the rest of the league zigs, the Lions are zagging, and that's how they're having the advantage and winning in the ways that they are. Montgomery got the ball again, but he got -3 yards. So Seattle's defense is looking like they're breaking through. I wonder if that has to do with Matt Nelson. This is why I wish I could see the game. But apparently Goff also attempted to pass to Laporta, but it was incomplete, and Witherspoon was covering him. I wonder if Witherspoon got to meet up with Kirby Joseph at any point today, because they were teammates at Illinois college, and they really seemed like they had a lot of respect and love for each other. This is a 4th and 4. Oh, that's the Laporta play I just described. So it's a turnover on downs, and Seattle gets the ball back. So this is one of those times where being aggressive didn't pay off for the Lions. It seems like it pays off more often than it doesn't, but not this time. I wonder if they should have gone for the field goal there, but the announcer said it would have been a 49-yard attempt. They probably don't trust their kicker to be able to make that because he's I'm forgetting his name at the moment. Riley Patterson. While he is usually really accurate, he doesn't seem to have like the length on his foot to be able to make the 50-yard plus field goals. So we are on a commercial break. 9:36 to go in the second. I remember hearing that Brandon Perna cursed the Lions on this curse wheel, even though I didn't see the episode, but I heard about it. I also thought I was going to be the first Lions person on YouTube to think of this idea for this game, but Perna also did that and beat me to it on the Friday GPS, which I didn't watch until last night. And I was like, oh, dang it. But you know what? It's about showing support for the Lions. Tim Twentyman on Twitter is calling out the third down play. I think that was the one where Montgomery had the loss of yards. He said they should have put the fullback in the game and get the 1 yard running behind him. Interesting. Yeah, they chose to keep Kambinda on the roster last I checked because he really seems like a guy Campbell loves, and he loves having the fullback option. So, oh, by the way, Geno Smith passed to Tyler Lockett, and he got a 11-yard gain. Oh, he also did a deep pass to Noah Fant for 31 yards. But there was a penalty on that play. James Houston got the tackle, and it was defensive holding. So that was on the lines, and that was declined. And then Geno Smith, incomplete pass for the next one. And then Kenneth Walker tried to run the ball up the middle, but got no gain. Tackled by Brian Branch and Derek Barnes. Branch must have been blitzing on that play. Barnes is the linebacker I want in for the Lions when it comes to blitzes and pressures, because that's his biggest strength as a linebacker. In college, he started off as an edge rusher and converted to linebacker. I'm going to refill my Coke. I'll be right back. I can still hear the game, and you can still hear my voice. The broadcast is saying Geno Smith was under pressure, and he threw it at the Lions bench and it's incomplete. Then that was a third down play, 3rd and 10. But he was pursued by someone. Myers, 45-yard field goal attempt. I'm going to wait for the announcers to say it. No good. As soon as it came off the phone, it was hooking left. You could tell by the crowd noise. Sounds like a really bad kick. So Seattle misses a field goal from the 27, or as a 45-yard field goal attempt. That was no good. The Lions get the ball back at their 27. And it's still 7-7. I forgot to change the quarter number. And we're on a commercial break, and there's 7:37 left to go in the second quarter. I'm thinking about the coin toss. Lions, because Seattle got the ball first in the So the Lions must get the ball back in the second half. So they got the advantage with that. Although I think if Dan Campbell gets his way, he prefers to get the ball first and score as early as possible. But that might have just been when the Lions were bad and were rebuilding. They might do what like most teams do nowadays. I haven't had enough sample sizes of those coin flip situations to analyze that yet. Excuse me. Sorry about that. That was unprofessional of me. How about a magic trick? I'm going to make this pencil disappear. I can see a pencil over there, but I can't reach it right now. They're updating us on the lead, and apparently Jordan Love threw a touchdown pass to Jalen Reed. It was not a bad pick for them either. He's also from Michigan State, like Kenneth Walker. But the Packers are up 7-3 against the Falcons in Atlanta. All right, we're back. So Montgomery gets a 5-yard run, spun out and to the left end. He got 5 yards there. Goff passes to St. Brown, and he got an 8-yard gain. Got brought down by Witherspoon, and that was a first down to the 40. And then Montgomery got a yard on a run. So the Lions are moving the ball again. They got one first down already. Announcers are saying Seattle went back in the zone, and then St. Brown always finds a hole in the zone and gets the job done there. So he is a slot receiver, so that's kind of his thing. Gibbs gets the run and gets another four yards, tackled by Witherspoon. So Witherspoon's getting a lot of tackles here. And he got down to the 47. So that will be like, what, 3rd and 5? Goff intended to pass to Marvin Jones. It was incomplete, but Seattle gets penalized. Pass interference on Witherspoon. It was placed at the spot of the fall, first down. So that would have been at the 36, so 1st and 10. I have a terrible poker face. Touchdown Lions on a deep pass, 36 yards to Khalif Raymond. And the extra point is good. Oh, man. Lions are ahead now. I just want to hear the announcers. They mentioned a flea flicker on that play. I got to see this play on Twitter. First, I got to change the score. Whoa. I just saw on Twitter how DK Metcalf left the game. He got hit in the ribs, like while lying down on a goal line. That must have been the play where they got onto the 1 yard line before they scored earlier. Who is that hit that? 23. No. Give me the flea flicker. All right, I got it up on Twitter. Gibbs just deflected back to Goff. He went deep. Khalif Raymond. That's a clever play call. Lions are known for their trick plays of the Campbell era. And that one really worked for a touchdown. That was nice. He tricked the defense. This might be my favorite play of the game. All the secondary players went up when they thought Gibbs was going up the middle. And then they were burnt by Khalif. This is why I love Khalif Raymond. One of the heart and souls of this team. I love him on special teams too because he does a lot of good there too. So that's going to be on people's replays when they check in on the rest of the league for the other games. They'll show that play. All right, I'm looking at the scores of the other games right now. Buffalo's ahead of Vegas 14-10. I'm surprised that game's as close as it is. Baltimore is beating Cincinnati right now 10-7. Jacksonville's beating Kansas City 3-0 right now. That's in the 9 minutes in the second quarter. Chargers are beating Tennessee 11-7. Green Bay's beating 11-7-3. I said that before. Indianapolis is up against Houston 21-7. Tampa Bay's beating Chicago 10-7. All these games are in the middle of the second quarter, basically. And that's all I'm seeing for now with that. Geno Smith. Walker tries going up the middle, no gain. Pass short left to Tyler Lockett for 9 yards on that one. Tackled by Kirby Joseph. Kirby Joseph is back in the game. So he must be fine and good to go. Okay, that's good news there. I'm glad to hear that Kirby Joseph is back. I haven't heard anything about DK Metcalf returning, though, nor the who was it? Tariq Woolen also left, and I haven't heard from him again. Pass to Jackson Smith-Njigba. He gets 16 yards on that one, and that's a first down. That was a 3rd-and-1 play. Jackson Smith-Njigba was talked about as like the golden goose of wide receivers in the NFL draft, and he wound up going to Seattle. So he's the best, I guess, in terms of slot running, route running, and that sort of stuff. So I'm not surprised that he has a play like this. So he was due for that. But they're 1st and 10 at the 50 right now. Geno Smith was chased and pursued on that play, though. I haven't heard about any sacks in this game yet, which is surprising considering how many offensive tackles are out of this game. Pass short to Jay Bobo for -3 yards. No, that's 3 yards. It's 2nd and 9. Actually, 3rd and 6. We are at the 2-minute warning. Commercial break. 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. This is usually the time where I announce what my raid bait is, but I'm already doing it for the whole game. Do 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 do. I wonder if anybody has shown any footage of Ford Field and how many people are wearing the blue ski masks. Maybe that's why the refs were so harsh on C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and their ulterior motive was like, okay, you're starting a cult here with this movement, and we don't like that. You're going to start riots and everything. Like, this is your warning. I wouldn't be surprised if Roger Goodell or the refs or anybody had any secret ulterior motives like that. So I'm skeptical by nature. I'm being a former journalist and everything, so. Detroit Lions. That is what the magnet looks like for pretty much all the teams in their own way. You got that and then the oval, and yeah. Lions are winning. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. They're up 14-7. Seattle's kind of moving the ball. They're right at the 50 right now. Somewhere around the 50, right around where the logo would be, I would assume. I don't know for sure because I can't see the game right now because freaking copyright things block NFL Plus from broadcasting the game. Okay, they're back. Junibus scrambles and pushed out of the bounds for 3 yards or something like that. Seattle calls their first timeout at the 1:51 time period. They got out of the pocket, but the Lions contained him, is what they're saying. Good defense by the Lions. They were trying to get him to go offsides while the play clock went down, and they called the timeout then. Decision time for Pete Carroll. What are they going to do at 4th and 3? Turns out they punt it. They punt it 37 yards to the Detroit 6-yard line. Probably the smart move. You know Detroit's offense is capable of anything. You don't want to do turnover on downs, and your field goal, your kicker has already missed a 40-ish yards field goal earlier, so best option, I would say. Lions have all their timeouts right now, by the way. Apparently, Montgomery opened the drive with a 5-yard gain up the middle. And then Goff has an incomplete pass attempt at Gibbs. So now it's 3rd and 5 at Detroit's 11. If you're ahead here and you're going to halftime, do you want to just shave time off the clock by running it, or do you want to try to get another touchdown or a field goal at least? They said they hit Gibbs right in the hands. I do not like the sound of that. Oh, the ball did, not the defender. Basically, Gibbs missed the catch. Pulled a Tagarius Toney. Come on, Gibbs. We drafted you because we expect you to catch the ball, too. Jonah Jackson gets a penalty. A holding. So it was 4th down, and Jack Fox punts it 53 yards to Seattle's 36. It was a fair catch. So we just got to hold the Seahawks until the half is over. And there's about 44 seconds left. saying Seattle. Announcers are saying Seattle's going to probably be aggressive because Detroit gets the ball to start the third quarter. That logic does make sense. There's a play under review. Why? Geno Smith out of the gun. Charbonnet caught a pass, got tackled by Rodrigo. I bet they're reviewing the play if it was a first down. Oh, the refs. Nobody challenged it. Came from the booth. I don't know what's going on, but they said the play was reversed. Ball was out of bounds ruling. And then Seattle called their second timeout. And then it was 2nd and 5. Geno Smith passed short to right for 7 yards. So that was a first down. And then Geno Smith passed short right to Noah Fant for another 4 yards. So that'll be 2nd and 6th. And Seattle calls their final timeout at the 19-second mark. So that catches us up. And the announcers are still at the replay. I had to get up and walk around a bit. Geno Smith spikes the ball to stop the clock. Announcers are anticipating a field goal attempt. Myers is attempting a 56-yard field goal. You could probably judge by my facial reaction what the result was at 56 yards. The only reason I'm keeping it a secret is because I don't know the time. Oh, it says 2 seconds left at the seconds. So it doesn't end the half. It is up, and it is no good. Missed it to the left again, the announcer said. They say the Lions have the ball at the 46-yard line. Do the Lions just take a knee, or do they? I guess we'll find out. Or do they go one more play and go for a Hail Mary? That would fit the aggressive nature that Dan Campbell has. Yep, going for it. He passed it to St. Brown, who went deep. But it was completed, and then he fumbled. And then fumble recovery. But nothing happened touchdown-wise because halftime, the result is irrelevant because it's halftime. St. Brown, he fumbles, recovered by Love of Seattle. Where did he catch that? It was a 44-yard catch, but then St. Brown fumbled it. Okay. Anyways, it's halftime. It is halftime. I'm gonna go refresh everything, bathroom, all that jazz, and then I'll come back and I'll go over the first half statistics. I should probably take out the earbuds. That way you don't hear anything that you shouldn't. All right, I'm back. Let's look at the box score and the halftime statistics of some of these players, of the teams and all that. All right. Geno Smith is 16 for 20 with 159 yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. While Jared Goff is 12 of 15 for 181 yards and 2 touchdown passes. So Goff has had fewer attempts, but has had more passing yards so far in this game. For Seattle's running backs, Charbonnet has only had 2 carries for 9 yards, but Kenneth Walker III has 10 carries for 13 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. But his longest one was 14 yards. That doesn't make sense. Why is his total yards 13 if his longest rushing is 14? Let me refresh this page. Maybe it'll – because I could have given how many carries Kenneth Walker has had. You'd think he'd have more than 13 yards. Yeah, that is confusing. I don't know. And Geno Smith has 1 carry as a quarterback for 3 yards. Detroit's rushing. David Montgomery, 10 carries for 44 yards, his longest run being 16 yards. And then Jahmyr Gibbs has 3 carries for 6 yards. Seattle's receiving. Their leading receiver is Tyler Lockett with 4 receptions and 37 yards. And who else of note? Jackson Smith-Njigba has 4 receptions for 28 yards. And then Noah Fant up there with 2 receptions for 35 yards. And DK Metcalf has 2 receptions for 34 yards. But I haven't heard if Metcalf has returned in the game or not. And then Kenneth Walker also has 1 reception for 11 yards. Kenneth Walker III, that is. Detroit's receiving. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 3 receptions for 56 yards. So not bad average-wise there. Same with Josh Reynolds, who has 2 receptions for 42 yards. Khalif Raymond, 1 reception, 36 yards, and a touchdown reception. I also forgot to mention Reynolds has a touchdown reception as well. And then Sam Laporta has 2 receptions for 25 yards, so not bad for Laporta. Gibbs has 3 receptions for 19 yards. He should have had a 4th one where he should have done damage, but I guess he didn't catch the ball or whatever. And Antoine Green, our rookie, a 7th-round rookie, 1 reception for 2 yards. He's on the stat leader thingy. Julian Love has a fumble recovery, and then Amon-Ra St. Brown has a fumble. That was the play that ended the half, and it was irrelevant, but it shows up for each of their statistics there. Looking at the defense, Mario Edwards Jr. of Seattle has 1 tackle for loss, and I'm not even going to attempt that guy's name. He has a tackle for loss. They don't have like a pressure thing. But anyways, for Seattle, Julian Love has the most tackles with 5, tied with Jordan Brooks for 5. And Bobby Wagner has 4. Weatherspoon has 4. For Detroit, they don't appear to have any fancy statistics either, but they don't have like the pressure statistics. So Jerry Jacobs has 5 tackles. Cameron Sutton has 4 tackles. Gardner Johnson has 4. Derek Barnes has 4. Kirby Joseph has 4. Anzalone has 3. Charles Harris has 2. Interesting. Good to see him there. Hutchinson doesn't even have 1 tackle. They must be triple teaming him or something. Dallas, the Seattle kick returner, has 1 for 21 yards. Khalif Raymond for punt returns. Detroit doesn't have a kick return yet, apparently. Khalif Raymond has 1 punt return for 0 yards. And Riley Patterson has 2 extra points, so he's been perfect so far, where Um, Myers has made his one extra point, but he's 0 for 2 on field goals, as I've mentioned before. But both of his field goals attempts were from really long, like 46, and then I think 56 for that second attempt. So, yeah, Lions are winning, and it seems Detroit has the better passing game right now. But both teams are really trying to utilize their running backs as best as they can. For Seattle, it really seems like right now Kenneth Walker the third is their offense right now. Uh, but yeah, and then St. Brown hasn't been targeted much, but when he does get targeted, he does get yards. So uh, you must be decoying it up at some point. So, but yeah, that's halftime. And pretty much everywhere else is at halftime. No significant changes on any of the scores in any other games except before the Green Bay Atlanta game, it used to be 10-7, but now the score is 10-9. Green Bay still winning, so Atlanta must have had a safety at some point. It's interesting how the Packers defense allowed that. I'll have to look more into that later. I'm tired, guys. I've had overnight training for one of my new jobs, so making money. I did not get rated, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's see what they're saying on Twitter. Uh, everyone's highlighting the flea flicker play where we got that touchdown. John Comiskey after him, and Metcalf fell out of bounds after that play. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, he's mocking him. He's like, to Seattle or whatever. Oh, jazz hands. Oh, he's just trying to show that he's not purposely trying to push anybody or anything. But it kind of looks like he's doing it in a mocking way. So that way he doesn't get penalized or thrown out of the game or anything. Interesting. Yep, everything's all about the flea flicker right now. AJ Dillon is trending in sports. I don't know why. So is Anthony Richardson. Put my earphone buds back in. I hear the announcer is reading an ad. I hear a whistle going off. It must be the start of the third quarter. Watch. First play after the kickoff. They give it to Montgomery and he fumbles it and turns it over. We are trying to win the turnover battle. What are you doing, Montgomery? Where was that at? The 23? Are you kidding me? Geno Smith pass Deep right to Parkinson for 20 yards. Kenneth Walker, left tackle, 3 yards. Touchdown, Seahawks. Well, crap, Montgomery. If we lose, that might have cost us the game. Those are the mistakes we cannot afford to have if we want to compete. Give the ball to Gibbs more, if that's the case. Tied game. That's not what you want to do when you get the ball back in the third quarter. God! I hate this team so much. The Seahawks, that is. At least they're not going to score like 50 points on us in this game. That's progress. But still, though, we deserve to beat them for what they've done to us this last 2 years. But the Lions should get the ball back, and hopefully they score again and get the lead back. But Seattle doesn't appear to be too sharp in this game either, so I can see why Detroit was heavily favored in this game, but you figured Detroit would be scoring more in this game. But with Taylor Decker out, maybe that's causing a bit more problems than there should be. There's too many mistakes. That was a big mistake by Montgomery, but Gibbs should have caught that one ball earlier. Got to cut down on the mistakes. Catch the ball, take care of the ball. It's all right. We can win this. We're still in this game. We have a lot of game to go. As Campbell will always tell them, the score is 0-0. Got to stay focused. What will the national media say about us if we win this game? Like, oh, Seattle didn't have their 2 tackles in their game, so it deserves an asterisk. Just like how Kansas City didn't have Chris Jones or Travis Kelce, so that game deserves an asterisk. Will there be an asterisk by where it says 2-0 in the standings, if that's the case? Are you going to find a way to give the Lions an asterisk for every win we get this season? Say we make it far in the playoffs. We win the Super Bowl. Oh, does that deserve an asterisk because of this and that? We still get the Lombardi trophy if we do. But you have no choice but to call us the Super Bowl champions if that's the case. It sounds like the tight ends are not blocking as good as they should, and they're beating them and punching out the ball, and that's part of that. But Sam Laporta did a good job blocking during Kansas City, so if that was him, then it sounds like there would be room to grow in that instance. The kickoff goes 65 yards to the 35, to the end zone. It's a touchback. Goff passes deep to St. Brown for 27 yards. Gets a first down. That's a good way to start. Yeah, just pass it to St. Brown. That's your best play on offense, really, because you set it up with play action from all the running. And the announcers are confirming it. He had Julian Love draped all over him mid-left field, and he still makes the catch. The announcers say, "Feed me, feed me." Giving the ball to Montgomery. Down to the 45, down to the 40. There's a 15-yard gain by Montgomery. Penalty on Seattle. A face mask. Bringing him down to the 33. Added to the end of the play. So first down. Yeah, down to the Seattle 18 now. Goff short pass to Montgomery. Gains 18 yards. Touchdown, but nullified by penalty on Reynolds for an offensive pass interference. A 10-yard penalty. Oh, that might be that controversial play where everybody talks about the refs always being against the Lions. I don't know. They're saying no play on that. The announcers are catching up to it. So it went to the Seattle 28. That's the 1st and 20. That's the play we Lions fans are going to complain about with the refs being against us. Just because it just so happens to be a touchdown play. This next play, I don't understand what's happening. Direct snap to Montgomery, Gibbs left and pushed OB at Seattle for 1 yard. But the next play, Goff passes to St. Brown for another 14 yards. Oh, no. St. Brown was injured during the play. Oh, fudge. Waiting for the announcers to catch up. Please be okay, St. Brown. Please be okay. It's 3rd and 5, by the way, at Seattle's 13. "13 straight games with 4 or more catches. That's a franchise record for St. Brown," the announcers are saying. What's the next play? Distract myself from the St. Brown injury. Pass made to middle to St. Brown for 5 yards. So they get the first down, and St. Brown is back in the next play. the play after the play he was injured. So he sounds like he's all right, and it's 1st and goal at Seattle 6. But Montgomery gets -1 yards on a run attempt. So it'll be 2nd and 7 is what I'm looking at. What I was looking for. We have a chance to get another touchdown here. Will they get it? Will they not turn the ball over? Or will they just get a field goal if they don't? Goff pass shot right to San Laporta for 3 yards. So now it's 3rd and 4. San Laporta. Superman's chin is my nickname for him. While Jack Campbell is Superman himself, in my opinion. 3rd and 4 is what I'm looking for here. This is really just in my head, but I'm just looking at the play-by-play for some, and the announcers are recapping the previous play for me. The mask is getting kind of itchy for me. David Montgomery, left tackle, 4 yards, touchdown! Touchdown, Lions. No penalties from what I see. We're back in the lead, baby. Montgomery made up for that fumble. Whew. That is a relief. And the extra point is good. Detroit is back in the lead. The announcers are catching up. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. The left side of the line just opened things up. Penei Sewell, Jonah Jackson, good job on blocking or whatever you did. Montgomery having an interesting third quarter. Like, he got that ball punched out from him, and they scored a touchdown. He's pretty much scored a touchdown earlier, but it got called back from a penalty, and now he scores a touchdown here. So now he can put his demons to rest on that one. Not that he would have any, because he's a disciplined NFL player. That is a relief. I knew the Lions would score eventually. I just was hoping it would be right now so that it can erase the error. And now we're ahead by a touchdown. If the defense can make another stop, that would be huge too. Or even maybe an interception or a turnover of some kind of our own that we can capitalize on for a touchdown. That would be great. Don't mind me as I daydream here during this commercial break. I will be live streaming tonight the Miami and New England game. I don't have a primetime preview for it because I've been too busy to make one, even though I should have made one. But basically, it would just be Miami gets the check mark on offense, New England gets the check mark on defense. New England gets the check mark on special teams just because Bill Belichick is a special teams nerd. Coaches, Bill Belichick, he's the top one of the greatest all time, top one in the league. He's several Super Bowls. But I would give the win to Miami despite their only advantage being offense, just because we are in that era of football where the speedy wide receivers seem to do really well. And I think Miami, because of the two good wide receivers they have and Tua being a good quarterback, I think their talent just would be a bit mismatch for whatever schemes that Belichick can do on defense, and I think Miami would win because of that. I predicted Miami would win this division, even though it's a competitive one. Not as competitive anymore now that Aaron Rodgers is out of the season after 5 plays, which was unfortunate as an NFL fan. All right. Seattle's doing stuff with the ball. Let me get caught up here. It started at the 24-yard line. Geno Smith passed short to Metcalf for 5 yards. 2nd and 5, 37. Kenneth Walker right to 3 yards. So now it's 3rd and 2. Probably at the Seattle 40. But does Seattle get this 4th down? I hope not. I hope there's a big stop. I wish Pascal was in this game because he got a really critical 4th down or tackle for loss in the last game against Kansas City. But it's unclear how long he's out for. Kenneth Walker up the middle for 3 yards. Tackled by Aiden Hutchinson. So it's 4th and 1 at the Seattle 41. Do you go for it? I hope they punt it. Better yet. Oh, they went for it and they got it. Geno Smith passed short middle to Metcalf for 15 yards. Tackled by Jack Campbell. So Hutchinson is finally doing something. Campbell is doing something. Both each get a tackle on defense, but they get the 1st down on a Metcalf 15-yard catch, and Metcalf is back in the game. I just noticed that because of that. And Kenneth Walker gets a 7-yard gain. So Seattle's moving the ball now. They're doing a lot of no-huddle stuff. No-huddle shotgun. Probably trying to keep the Lions off rhythm with the no-huddle stuff. Kenneth Walker up the middle for 11 yards. What is going on? They're moving the ball again, and I don't like it. I'm trying to think of which game I should watch during the 4 o'clock time range before the Miami New England game. I won't live stream it, but I'll probably watch it as well as get caught up on a few other house chores and get prepped for the Miami and New England. Talking about how Hutch is doing a nice job containing Geno Smith on his side of the field, making sure he doesn't scramble too much. Geno Smith passed short to Disley for 16 yards. Crap. They're moving the ball. They're at first and goal, but Kenneth Walker gets no gain for running the ball. Tackled by Derek Barnes. I mean, Seattle has a capable offense. So I guess Detroit shouldn't be shut out against them, but it should be competitive. I'm just concerned that they're moving the ball so well against us. Unless Kenneth Walker III turns out to be the very best running back this season. But it's like 2nd and 7, and I'm waiting for that play. Geno Smith pass incomplete, short right to Geekoff. Penalty on Seattle. Metcalf face mask. Offsetting and forced at Detroit 7. No play. There's a penalty on Detroit. Kirby Joseph defensive pass interfield. So 2 penalties. And the announcers are talking about it right now. So basically no play. Metcalf and Kirby Joseph just kind of blah, 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 at each other to cancel out a play. Geno Smith pass incomplete, short left. The ball was thrown away. He must have been pressured again and forced out of bounds. Third and goal. Third and goal is what I'm looking for. And Geno Smith pass incomplete. Intended for Jackson Smith. Wait. Yeah, incomplete to Jackson Smith and Jago. So 4th down. So I'll probably go for a field goal here. Unless they're aggressive on 4th down. Yep, there was pressure on that first one. Hutchinson was doing it. Attaboy, Hutch. Come on, Lions, defense. Okay, Myers for 25-yard field goal. It's good. At least they didn't let him get a touchdown. So that last play, the Geno Smith was blitzed and then was hit and brought down, and he tried getting rid of it and was knocked away by Kirby Joseph or something like that. So very aggressive on that one, and it worked to stop the touchdown. But they have to settle for a field goal. Lions are still winning, though. But they're only up by 4 points. No, not yet. Not until. There's 3:27 left to go in the third quarter. Lions are up by 4. It's kind of a back and forth game, but Detroit's pretty much had the advantage offensively with a balanced offensive performance. And Detroit just had they prevented a touchdown and with some pressure on the quarterback. So that was big for the defense there. But Seattle is putting up a heck of a fight. So Kenneth Walker III is doing a lot of the work. Geno Smith is not doing as much as I thought he would. So he got an extension in the offseason, so he's probably not performing as good, I imagine, because of that. And I won't repeat my theory about why that is with that. So, but after the kickoff, which has them, which is a touchback, Montgomery starts it off with a gain of 5 yards. And now the Lions are doing no huddle shotgun type of plays too. And Goff passed to Montgomery, a short left to Montgomery for 7 yards. And that was a first down because that was a 2nd and 5. So 7 yards, that's a first down. I can hear Goff yelling, "Kill, kill," in the announcer thing. Gibbs gets a run and gets about 2 yards. Ran toward the left side of that line. The Lions do get a lot of first downs, and the running backs are doing a good job of that. Not to mention the offensive line. Of course, on the right pass play, they get good first downs there too. Goff dumps it off to Gibbs, who gets 6 yards, and that was on a 2nd and 8, so that would be a 3rd and 2 now. And then Gibbs tries to run it up the middle and gets no gain on it. And that was a 3rd and 2. So, and there's 1:07 left in the third quarter. So do you punt it on this one? If it's 4th down? I know them. Oh, they went for it on 4th down, and the pass was incomplete. Oh, what a gutsy play. So it's a turnover on downs. So at Detroit's 45. So Seattle gets the ball in the middle of the field. "27 seconds left to go in the third quarter." Did somebody call a timeout? The announcers are catching up to the fourth down play. The announcers keep saying, "Where in the world is the flag?" They had a wide receiver absolutely tackled there. Oh boy, the refs. The refs. They're saying they fell right into the legs of Josh Reynolds, tripped him up, and he couldn't. And that's the turnover on downs. That's going to be that's the refs trying to play the game against the Lions. Lions playing against the Seahawks and the refs. We'll win in spite of it. We'll still continue despite of it, but Seattle starts off with the good yard positioning and all that. But we're not letting the refs get to us here. We didn't last week when that offensive tackle was lining up in the wrong spot illegally all the times. But it says timeout here at the 27, so I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, boy. Maybe Twitter knows what that's about. And I'm not calling it X. I'm not really in the mood for that. Yeah, they're saying Campbell should have punted there too. So it's tough because Campbell loves to be aggressive on like 3rd and 2, regardless of where it's at. Maybe a trick play by the punting team, but you do that too often, then teams kind of expect it. But But I guess if Reynolds didn't get tripped up, then he probably could have maybe caught that ball. So it sounds like nobody knew. Nobody expected that play, and he would have been open to catch it. So I'm reading the tweets. Now the Lions aren't in prime time. The refs have the green light to completely screw them over. Well, they were trying to do that even when they were in prime time. Okay, the first play when Seattle took over. So penalty on Seattle, false start, 5 yards. So that's 1st and 15 at the 50, and then Geno Smith pass short to Charbonnet, who gains 9 yards. So that would be 2nd and 6. Just ignore the refs play. We complained about it before, and it never happens, and you always give the refs and Roger Goodell satisfaction because of it. But we want to win, so we just got to forget about it for now. And it's the end of the third quarter. I refuse to give in to the SOL mentality. The Lions have played 3 quarters where they're winning by 21-17. Take that, refs. You screw us over all we want, but we'll still win. That's what we did last week. Changing it to fourth quarter. Still lots of ball game left, and still plenty of opportunities for the Lions. The defense has to step up, though. Well, they've been doing a good job at several times in this game under the circumstances. They just need to continue to keep it that way. One of my earbuds is losing power, so I'm going to have to plug it back in and charge it. Whew. Okay. Okay, there's plays going on. Long story short, it's 2nd and 4 at Detroit's 22. They started at the 41, and 2 or 3 plays later, they're down at the 22. And they're doing the no huddle thing again. On a bunch of short passes. You're talking about why Geno Smith is hard to cover. Like, you give him too much time, and even if you do pressure him, he just gets the ball out of his hands right in time anyway. Kind of reminds me of the Jalen Hurts RPO scheme. But I don't know if Seattle runs that same type of offense. Okay, it was a 1st and down at Detroit 17 at this point now. Geno Smith pass incomplete to deep right. But there's a penalty on Seattle's Smith, intentional grounding. Oh, on Geno Smith, intentional grounding. So 10 yards. So should be a second and 20 at the Detroit's 27. Saying Lockett and Geno Smith were miscommunicating down on the same page. All right, here's the 2nd and 20 at 27. So Geno Smith scrambles left, ran on Detroit, and gained 15 yards. Crap. Brought down by Brian Branch. So that would be a 3rd and 5. What's 27 subtract 15? 22 at the 12-yard line. How did Geno Smith scramble for that long? All right. Geno Smith scrambles up the middle for 7 yards down to the Detroit 5. Penalty on Seattle, illegal formation. So 5 yards. So it was no play, and it'll be on. Wait, what? And then Smith scrambles up. Seattle takes a timeout. So it would be third and 10 at the 17. Seattle's getting a lot of penalties right now. Yep, third and 10. Come on, Lions defense. I believe in you. James Houston is done for the day with an ankle injury. Hutch is not happy about being taken out of the play. Hayden's coming back in, though. Why are they taking a break? I thought Seattle already did their timeout. Maybe not. I don't know what I'm talking about, I guess. We got to get this win. Yeah, Seattle will not score 50 points on us in this game, but to still lose against them, that is a moral victory that would be unacceptable. What would the NFL scriptwriter do for this game? I know I'm talking about fiction, but what would they do? Okay, here's a play. 3rd and 10 at Detroit 17. Geno Smith passed short right to Tyler Lockett. Ran on OB. Detroit 5 for 12 yards. So they gained a short pass to Tyler Lockett. They gave 12 yards on it. They're down to Detroit's 5. But now it's 4th down. Zach Charbonnet right and Detroit 3. It was 1st and goal at Detroit 5. Wait, so that was a first down. Oh, yeah, because it was 3rd and 10. But 1st and 5, Charbonnet brought down only got 2 yards. So 2nd and 3. A turnover here would be huge. Come on, Detroit, get a turnover, a scoop and score, and an interception. Just don't let them score a touchdown. A turnover is the only way to also prevent a field goal, too. Geno Smith passed short to Tyler Lockett for 3 yards. Touchdown, Seahawks. Seahawks have taken the lead. Okay. Lions offense is going to have to answer. The extra point is good. No. We're not playing revisionist history right now. All right. Just waiting for the kickoff. Lions have lost the lead. They're only down by 3, so they gotta answer another touchdown and then meanwhile to contain Seattle with their defense. What is it? 10:38 to go in the 4th. So Seattle's probably going to run the ball a lot and try to eat up as much clock as they can. But the trick is to get the lead and then have the ball, possess the ball at a certain time toward the end of the game so that you can have the advantage. Kind of like what the Lions wound up doing with Kansas City last time they played. So how about another joke, Murray? I know no one's watching the stream right now, so I know, and I don't think people will watch the stream at this point, so I don't think I won't get any heat for that. Even though Joker was a great movie. Travis Kelce's back, and Mahomes passes to him for a touchdown. Well, good for Kelce. We Lions fans aren't interested in the Travis Kelce news anymore because we already beat him. I probably should have paid attention for the sake of my fantasy teams. This is my phone case, by the way. What does that look like to you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe that should be my new avatar. Or some version of that logo. Play around on Photoshop for a little bit. They're saying Reynolds is out for the rest of the game. Craig Reynolds is in the game. Gets no gain, no. They're at the 25, so 2nd and 10. Uh-oh, Vitai's injured also during that play. Two Lions down? Who? St. Brown was also injured during the play. What the heck? Dang it, St. Brown is injured again while Vitai's injured. And apparently, no, it's Montgomery that's out. That's number 5. He might be out for the game. That's why Craig Reynolds was. What is going on with all these injuries all of a sudden? This is one of the few the things I'm hoping that that doesn't happen. That like too many key contributors get injured and then have to miss significant time. We didn't beat Seattle last season early in the season, and it wound up biting us in the butt late in the season for a playoff push. So every game counts. Not to mention Jameson Williams currently being suspended, serving a suspension. As far as I can tell, there's been no progress on the Lions trading for a veteran receiver to kind of help make up for that, for Jameson Williams' absence. So I guess maybe the trade deadline they'll trade for a Mike Williams, or maybe they'll find somebody on the waiver wire. Who knows? Maybe trade for Alan Lazard or Randall Cobb, since Aaron Rodgers is out for this season, and he was the reason why they went over there. But the Jets would probably want a quarterback, and we ain't trading Teddy Bridgewater after everything we went through in the offseason just to sign him. Vitai was helped off the field, the announcers say. Goff pass short left to Reynolds for 8 yards. So that should be a first down. And the ball goes to the 40. Graham Gaskell went in to replace Vitai, by the way. And oh boy, Goff sacked at Detroit 35 for -5 yards. By K. Young and T. Brown. Brown and Brown. Wait, what? By T. Brown. What about St. Brown? Are all these Lions going to be injured and out for the game that I'm going to next week? Oh, boy. Perna, this is your fault for cursing the Lions. I appreciate you being a Lions fan, but be careful not to curse us. So 2nd and 15. Goff pass short middle. Intended for Gibbs. Intercepted. Tyler Brown for 40 yards. Touchdown. It's a pick 6. It sounds like things are slowly starting to fall apart. The Lions are now down by 10 points. I wonder what happened on that play. I said we couldn't make mistakes like this. We had to take care of the ball. Jameer didn't know the ball was coming to him. He didn't know if... That doesn't sound good. Eight minutes and 4 seconds left to go in the game. So still plenty of time. But Seattle is no doubt going to try to eat as much time off the clock as possible. All right. I'm getting rid of the ski mask. I'll be right back. I'm going to switch to the ball cap. We got to get rid of the bad mojo and all that. So whenever you throw a pick 6, then you got to kind of make an adjustment. And I guess Goff's interception streak is over now and the pick 6 streak. So an impressive streak. Somebody look that up and talk about that. But Goff's interception streak was impressive, even though Goff passes to Raymond for 10 yards. Sounds like I got a first down. Penalty on Seattle, though. But Goff got hit by the defender, and he's chirping at the defender. The Lions' offensive line is without Taylor Decker and without Halapoulivaati Vaitai at the moment. And I don't know if St. Brown is in right now. No, and it sounds like Montgomery's out of the game right now, too. Oh, Seattle got penalized for roughing the passer, though. Pass short, 10 yards. Diggs. Quandre Diggs. Goff pass incomplete to Khalif Raymond. And then Goff sacked for negative 2 yards. That was a 2nd and 10 at the 50. So that penalty and then that gain got the Lions from the 25 to the 50, I guess. But now it's 3rd and 10 at the 50, so the Lions need first down right here. Hopefully they get it. Goff pass short middle to Laporta for 12 yards, and it looks like they got it first down. Hopefully it's not in inches type of thing. The announcers are at the sack before that play, but I'm waiting to hear what happened with Sam Laporta, if that was a first down. Based on the numbers, it should be a first down. So that would be a first and 10 at the 40. Oh, yep, it is. It was. Goff pass short right to Reynolds for -2 yards to Reynolds. So a check down, which was a loss of yards. Kind of reminder of what the Lions were like 2 years ago. It sounds like the Lions are banged up and they're missing a lot of their players on offense, but they're still moving the ball and they're still finding ways. Second and 12. Reynolds, right tackle for 5 yards. And then shotgun Gibbs goes to the right tackle for 8 yards. That was a 3rd and 7, so first down. Lions are still moving the ball. Sounds like Gibbs is going to have to be key in terms of both running and passing. 5:06 left to go in the fourth quarter. If the Lions score a touchdown on this drive, would it be necessary to go for a 2-point conversion? I don't think so, because it would probably that would be 27. They would be down by 4 at that point. So, yeah, maybe they could go ahead on a field goal after a 2-point conversion is good, assuming that they can hold Seattle's offense. All right, here we go. 1st and 10, Goff pass short right to Laporta. Laporta for 23 yards. So it sounds like it's 1st and goal at the 3-yard line now. Yeah, the Lions rookie playmakers are supposed to be making it. Okay, it was a 1st and goal at the Seattle 6. And Craig Reynolds up the middle for 2 yards. So it's 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line. Good thing we got Craig Reynolds back, even if it was on a technicality. The announcer's on that Laporta play. He spun out of a tackle there. That's why the Lions wanted Laporta, because he can break tackles, and he did there. And he gained a lot more yards than what he should have. And it all adds up, and it makes a difference. So good job on getting Sam Laporta. I'm sorry I ever tried to campaign for Darnell Washington. I guess I'll find out how he's doing when I watch Pittsburgh's game tomorrow night. Goff, pass short middle to Josh Reynolds for 4 yards. Touchdown, Lions. All right. Do we go for 2? Oh, nope, they went for 1. Riley point extra Patterson is good. Whew. All right. We just got to hold Seattle's defense now, and then we need one more possession on offense. Gibbs and Laporta are stepped up on that drive. You knock us down, we get up and smile and bite your kneecap. You knock us down again, it takes 2 more shots to get us down that time, and then we come back up and take your other kneecap. And then it takes 3 more shots to take us down, and then we take another hunk out of you. And before long, we'll be the last one standing. We got a ball game, and the Lions are down by 3. They would need a field goal to tie it, assuming they can stop Seattle's offense. The Lions' defense, they've been, I think, consistently well under the circumstances, but this is where a key and clutch play have got to come up, have got to commence. Even with several, I guess, Lions injuries or players out, they're still getting the job done. I'm hoping the announcers can update us on some of the people who are out. Okay, so the ball is going to start at the Seattle 28 after the kickoff. I guess Dallas had 22 yards on that kick return, but taken down by Jalen Reeves-Maybin and Jack Campbell. Jalen Reeves-Maybin is a team captain on the Lions, and he's the only one who's like a special teams person. So it's like he's in charge of the special teams, sort of. Pushing and shoving a little bit at the Lions bench, but don't get a penalty, the announcers are saying. All right, 1st and 10 at Seattle 28. Geno Smith scrambles up the middle and gets 2 yards, taken down by Branch. Geno Smith pass incomplete, intended for Parkinson. That was a 2nd and 8, so now 3rd and 8 at Seattle's 30. So what? And Aiden Hutchinson is listed on there. So did he deflect the pass? Whoa. What's up, Vector? I just noticed you. Right now, I'm just focused on Vector. I'm talking to you directly since you're in here. Right now, just focusing on the Seahawks and Lions game, keeping an eye every now and then on the other teams, but mostly focused on this one. Unfortunately, I am not watching the game physically. I'm only listening to it because of the copyright thing with NFL Plus, I guess, with the broadcast rights. So I'm just keeping track of the play-by-play on ESPN mixed with the audio, which is like a play or two. Yeah, Hutchinson got a hand on that deflected pass. So, yeah, that's how I'm monitoring this game. I know Green Bay was winning last time I saw. I don't know about any of the other plays. What's going on here? Geno Smith pass short, middle to Parkinson for 16 yards. So they got a first down, but penalty on Seattle. Offensive pass interference, so 10 yards enforced at the Seattle 30. So no play. So what does that mean? The 4th and 18? The announcers are going to talk about it. All right. Okay, so no first down for Seattle. Okay, that's good. That's good. Geno Smith sacked. Negative 17 yards by Alex Anzalone. That's why I'm talking about Detroit's defense, Lions defense. That's what I'm talking about. Whatever you did there, great. Because now they have to punt at fourth down. It's like fourth and 30. All right. The enthusiasm in the announcer's voice. Yes. Hutchinson was chasing Geno Smith around, and Anzalone came in and finished it. And now it's the 2-minute warning. Smith was running around like a chicken and his head cut off. I added that. Seattle has to punt. And he was sacked at Seattle's 3, so it would take a really good punt. If not, the Lions should get good field percentage to start this final drive. Okay, so if the Lions get a touchdown on this drive, that would be 6 points. I'm looking at the numbers here. So 28 plus 6 is 34. Do they go for the 2-point conversion? Because if they get an extra point after getting that touchdown, that would make the score 35. No. Hang on. Yeah, that would be 35. And then Seattle would be down by 4 there. So Seattle couldn't settle for a field goal to tie the game to get into overtime. They would need a touchdown to win it in order to not lose. Okay, so pretty much all the Lions need in this last drive is a touchdown. It is getting very interesting here. 1:57 left to go in the fourth quarter. I can see, did the Lions use their timeouts on this drive? Maybe 1 or 2, maybe not all of them. How do the teams use their timeouts in these situations? I don't know. The key, though, because I think the Lions should try to burn some clock on here so that after they score, if they score, when they score, that Seattle will not have time to do anything on offense after that. Have as little time as possible to do nothing. But I guess right now, Detroit has, last I heard, Detroit has several people out or injured. So Montgomery is out. Halupati Vaitai, the right guard, is out. I heard St. Brown was injured. The punt was 63 yards. Khalif Raymond pushed it for 16 yards down to the 50-yard line. So that's good field position to start. That's why kick returning and punt returning is so valuable. Sets you up really nicely for everything you need. All right, 1st and 10 at the 50. Goff pass short right to Reynolds for 12 yards. So that's a first down to the 38. Here we come. First and 10 at 38 now. The announcers are still at the kick return. Khalif Raymond threw the tight end blocking for 11 yards. So that's another first down. 1st and 10 at the 27 now. The Lions could kick a field goal to tie it if they need to, but they would need a touchdown to get ahead to where Seattle would have to have a touchdown to win. It's 1:05 left in the fourth quarter. Goff pass short middle to Gibbs for 3 yards. So that would be 2nd and 7 at Seattle's 24. And Detroit calls a timeout with 26 seconds left. That's their first timeout they used. Don't start celebrating yet. We still got to finish this. We still got work to do. Focus on the present. Goff pass incomplete, intended for St. Brown. So St. Brown's back in the read. That's good. So now it would be 3rd and 7 at Seattle's 23. It still says 26 seconds left. Station identification, blah, 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 blah. 3rd and 7 at 23. So Goff, pass short right to Gibbs for 3 yards. So just 3 yards. So that would be a 4th and 4 at Seattle's 20. And Detroit calls another timeout with 2 seconds left. Or 3 seconds left. I think you kind of have to. It sounds like you'd have to. Do you do a field goal at this point with the game on the line? Is this game going to go into overtime? I thought. Yep, Riley Patterson's 38-yard field goal is good. And people were questioning him during the preseason, but I was glad that they traded and got him back after 2 years ago. So, because he did some good stuff in the postseason and for Jacksonville. So, we have a tied game, end of the fourth, end of regulation. We are going into overtime. Ladies and gentlemen, overtime. We got a ball game. It wasn't a touchdown, but we got caught up to where we need to be. I think this is the first overtime game in the Dan Campbell era that I can remember. The only other one I remember is 2 years ago against Pittsburgh, which resulted in a tie. Someone feel free to correct me, but hear the coin flip stuff going on. Seattle wants tails. It's the tails. Seattle won the toss. They're going to receive the ball first. If Seattle scores a touchdown, they win. If they don't, then we go to sudden death, is what the announcer said. I remember like 20 years ago, back when the Lions were, bad, the coaches would actually defer and let the other team get the ball first, and they'd get to a certain point, kick the field goal, and that was it. But they changed those rules since then, as far as I can tell. But to talk about the stupidity of those Lions coaches from 20 years ago compared to now, I mean, Seattle was the visiting team. They won the coin toss. There's nothing you can do about that. But I hear Eminem's "Lose Yourself" song in the background as I assume they're getting ready for kickoff. Amen. Amen, Connor. Amen. We need the Lions D to step up. They stepped up in a big way and chased Geno Smith all around and forced that punt. So they did their job there too, and we need them to do their job again here. We keep touching Geno, but we can't get a sack. It was like that with Patrick Mahomes all last week, but the Hutchinson and those people, they've done a good job of containing him so that he doesn't have too many rushing yards as a quarterback also. So in that sense, they've improved. So he's had a couple of 12, 15-yard rushes every here and scrambles every here and there. But, a sack would be huge, though. As many sacks as possible. But I'm content with the fact that the Lions, more often than not, have been able to contain the mobile quarterbacks because that was a big weakness for them for the last couple of years or so. But they're doing their best they can against Seattle in this game. Zach Charbonnet has been really good, as well as other things. And Detroit has made a couple of mistakes on offense, which has led to points for Seattle. So, and Detroit's offense is banged up. St. Brown has been they've injured a couple of times, but he's still in the game. But Vitai's out. Montgomery is out. Okay, Jack Font, so touchback. 1st and 10 at the 25. Geno Smith pass short middle to Fant for 17 yards. So that's a first down and more. Geno Smith pass incomplete, intended for Kenneth Walker. That was a 1st and 10 at 42. If the Lions got an interception or a turnover of some kind here, that would be great too. All right, 2nd and 10 at the 42. Geno Smith, pass short right to Fant for 4 yards. So that will be a 3rd and 6. Down to Seattle 46-yard line. Saying Derek Barnes sniffed out the plays. Forced Geno Smith to throw incomplete. So Barnes has really developed, and it's his 3rd year, and he's, I think, turned out into a really productive and valuable lineman. his biggest strength is like blitzing and that sort of thing. But I think all around he's proven his worth. Geno Smith pass deep to middle Metcalf. Oh, for 16 yards, down to Detroit's 38. So they got a first down and more on that one. To Metcalf. Yeah. We can't let them score a touchdown. I took off my blue ski mask and switched out a hat right when the pick six happened earlier. So I wanted to switch up the mojo, and I think that's happened. One more, hopefully Pete doesn't go for it on fourth. I know what you mean, Connor. I know what you mean. Pete Carroll, super competitive coach. In my opinion, he's one of the best coaches in the game, like right up there with like Mike Tomlin and kind of in that category. But lately I've hated him just seeing him celebrate whenever he beats us because I know he's a super, super competitive person. I have the utmost respect for him, though. All right. D. Dallas up the middle for 3 yards. So that was Hutchinson gets the tackle. But Hutchinson was injured on that play. Oh, no. What kind of injury? Oh, no. Second and 7 at Detroit's 35. Lions are really banged up in this game, but they're not giving up. We got depth, and they're really doing stuff. They're recapping the Lions' injuries. Montgomery, Hutchinson. Apparently Houston left the game too. James Houston with an injury. And then Vaitai. But Hutchinson is jogging off the field, so it sounds like he looks good. Probably just take a play off or something. All right, first and Geno Smith pass short left to Parkinson for 21 yards. Kenneth Walker right into 11 for 3 yards. Oh, no. They're getting to the red zone. Oh, no. Seattle's moving the ball. We can't let them score a touchdown. Come on, Lions. Come on, Lions. You can do it. We need to get into the postseason this year. Geno pass, second and 7 Detroit leaving. Geno Smith pass short left to G-Chubb for 5 yards. So that would be a 3rd and 2 at Detroit's 6-yard line. Third and 2 at Detroit's 6. They could try to go for a touchdown, or they could go for a first down for 2 yards. But it would be 3rd down. Or they could kick a field goal. But I don't think they'd win on that. Come on, Lions. Come on, Lions. 2-0 start. Because Green Bay is probably going to win this game. And at least we'd be tied for first place in the NFC North in that way. Geno Smith pass, short right, Tyler Lockett for 6 yards. Touchdown. Oh, no. Does this mean... Oh. Damn it! Seattle won the game. Lions are 1-1. On my favorite, Hutchinson socked. There was no hold call on him and no flag. I hate the Seahawks. I hate the Seahawks so much. When you look at the replay, you see Hutchinson get held on the replay, and the refs miss it. That's what everyone's going to be talking about. The refs defeated the Lions today, I guess, as well, on the very last play as well. So, congratulations, ref. You got your jollies off that. Lions are 1-1. I'm checking the other scores right now. Oh, Green Bay is losing 25-24 to Atlanta. Chicago already lost to Tampa Bay. Before the season started, I did predictions, and I predicted they would lose to Kansas City but defeat Seattle, and they'd start 1-1. I guess I'm right about the 1-1 part, but they beat Kansas City and lost to Seattle. But it's kind of like we're down to earth, and Seattle's being a worse team, though. But hey, the Lions were banged up on a lot of our star players were out for a portion of this game too. So does that mean Seattle gets an asterisk for this win too? Is anybody going to be talking about that? Probably not. Before I cut off this live stream, I'm going to go to the Gamecast for the. Actually, maybe I can. Where is it? Let's monitor the last part of this Falcons and Packers game. Yes, they have the screen on for this one. So if the Packers win, then they're in sole possession of the NFC North. And I just saw Love throw an incomplete pass after the being pressured. And they're playing the Falcons, who the Detroit Lions play next week. So this will be a nice little scouting preview. And I'll be going to that game too, by the way. But there's 54 seconds left in that game, and Green Bay has the ball right now, but it's like 3rd and 10 for them or something like that. Incomplete pass again. Over the head of Romeo Doubs. Seemed way open, way over his head, and Doubs was open. Fourth and 10 for Green Bay. They're going for it. 42 seconds left. 8 seconds on the play clock. The ball is at Green Bay's 35-yard line. They must pick up a first down. Pass is complete. And they get the first down. They're scrambling to get back to the line. A penalty flag was thrown somewhere. Illegal shift on offense, I guess. So it looks like they're replaying the play, but it's 4th and 15 or something. I guess I'll point out when the schedule came out, I was ready to buy a ticket to go to one of the games, and I was going back and forth between the going to the Seahawks game versus going to the Falcons game, and so depending on how they do against Atlanta, I might be glad that I chose to go to the Atlanta game. But Green Bay is struggling against Atlanta. I don't know if it's because Atlanta's better or because Green Bay is overrated. I don't know. 34 seconds left on the clock. When I bought this ticket for the game, I figured the Lions should be able to trounce all over the Falcons because they seemed like they were an average at best team last year. But I realized eventually that Atlanta might be underrated. It looks like the Falcons are celebrating. Good. I'm glad that they're beating the Packers just for the sake that both the Lions and Packers would be 1-1 and at least tied for the NFC North, and the Packers wouldn't be ahead of the Lions outright. I don't mind the Packers too much, but in this context, I'm for the fight for the NFC North as a Lions fan. I'm hoping that, yeah. They're saying after review, incomplete pass and turnover on downs. Desmond Riddle kneels. It looks like Atlanta's going to win this game. They had a comeback in this game. They're showing the replay like he looked like he caught it as he was diving, and then he kind of used the ground to support it, but you can't do that. All right. Well, the Atlanta Falcons defeated the Green Bay Packers. That's good because we're tied for the NFC North at least still with the Packers right now. And I got a bit of a glimpse of what the Falcons are going to be like when I go to that game at Ford Field next Sunday. So, yeah. I hear my thing beeping. So, whoa. Oh, I thought I got rated for a second. It's Connor. Let me see what you're saying. Yeah, I know. The injuries are brutal in this game. You're going to try to catch the Bears game? I think they already played and they already lost. Yeah, I can't wait to Thanksgiving to see that. But I'm going to sign off, Connor, and everybody else watching. And I'll be back later on for the Miami and New England game. That'll be the primetime game tonight, and then we'll go from there. So disappointing the Lions didn't win today, but especially against the Seahawks. They better not come back at the end of the season and take our playoff spot again. The refs also, as usual, screwed us over, but I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of being that. So I'll see you guys later. Peace out. I'll see you later.